Wrestling fans, promoters, wrestlers, and anyone who enjoys pro wrestling now have something new to be excited about. The Wrestling Fans International Association, the WFIA, is back. WFIA is an association that exists to promote, grow, and support professional wrestling throughout the world. Membership is free. Your membership includes a free digital bi-monthly publication of the Wrestling Fan News newsletter, association updates, voting privileges, and much more. Please go to thewfia.org, that's THEWFIA.org, and become a member today.
Welcome to the PWZ, the Pro Wrestle Zone. This is Rick Del Santo, and here he is, once again, Showtime Marcel Williams. I'm excited to be here with you tonight because it's been a little while. Schedules are just not matching, and it's just this is adult life, and you got a kid that's leaving for college this week.
Yeah, he's all set. He's officially in college. Moved out.
Nice.
He's on his own. Left the nest. So, so now I gotta, now it's me and just the wife at home, and now we gotta get ready for it's already an adult life. He gotta get ready for adult life, but now I gotta get ready for the elderly adult life, unfortunately.
I still have a few more years. I have an 8-year-old. So, but however, my wife's son, my stepson, this is his last year of high school starting now. And we're just like, this is it. This is our last year, like through sports and everything, like, all that driving around and going to doing all the sports stuff and traveling to Pennsylvania and New Jersey and all over the East Coast for basketball and football. Thank God it's going to be over. Literally. Thank God it's going to be over because, man, I fall asleep at like 2 p.m. every day just sitting at my desk. Like,
done.
Yes.
Done.
So if anybody thinks that they want to be a parent, it's a lot rougher than you think.
It is. Some people talk about when they toddlers or whatever, but as they grow to become teenagers and start doing activities that they're committed to, you got to do those drives and be committed and build for their future. And my son is one of them. Now I got my daughter next. She's next up. So
what is she doing?
She headed into high school, so she's doing some track, and some other activity. But she's all over the place. She's trying to figure it out. My son was like that too.
Okay, yeah. So he did play, football, basketball. He's basketball for life, basically. That's what he really wants to do. And all of a sudden, he just joined the track team last year as well. Like right after basketball ended, he just went for track, and we were like, where the hell is this kid? Basketball season. And he's like, oh, I joined the track team.
How do he like track?
I don't know. He was doing shot put. It's the first time doing shot put. When he was younger, he used to, I don't know, one of the running or something like that. Something like that. Anyways, we are here to talk about professional wrestling. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. As always, I'm glad to be here. So besides all the crazy, wonderful wrestling, we had a lot of wrestling this past weekend. And I mean, I didn't realize how much there was. I mean, obviously there was All In. The NWA had their 75th anniversary show, which was 2 nights. Impact had an event.
Emergence.
Yes, I started watching it today. I didn't get too far into it, so I'll probably talk about it maybe a little later in the week if I get a chance. But there was a lot. I mean, and then don't forget, I made my Tetsu Pro debut as commentator on a Saturday evening, which I had a blast.
Good.
Yeah, I did. It was a lot of fun. The action was there was a lot of action, a lot of great wrestling. I got to work with a lot of great people, a lot of people I knew. Ref Bill, Q, and all that. So it was fun, and I look forward to working for them again in November. If they'll have me. That's the other thing. You never know.
First impression makes a good impression.
All right. So, what did you watch this weekend?
I just watched the this t-shirt company called All In. And
I haven't heard that one in a while.
yeah, and, I watched a t-shirt company that decides that they want to draw the house of over a big number that we may talk about. We're gonna talk about a little bit later.
Well,
But
let's talk. Let's talk about that now. To be honest
okay.
with you, because a lot of people said that they were not going to be able to do it. At what was the max in that arena, the stadium?
Well, before we get to that,
Sure.
before this, when this event was announced a few months ago, and we was on this podcast, I really said 50,000. I said 50,000, almost maybe 60,
Which is half, right?
which is
50,000.
which is kind of half.
Right.
I was wrong. I was proved wrong. A lot of people was proved wrong, but they drew 81,365. I think that's the attendance. No, I take that back. 81,035.
Yep, that's the number I'm seeing here. It's of course considered, or the tagline, excuse me, shouldn't say considered because I actually don't know if that's truth or not, but it's the biggest event in wrestling history.
It's legit. Is I mean, it was the total. Listen, when the number was announced last night, you seen the little line at the top of it. It's
Yep.
total paid attendance, throughout any wrestling event ever, from any wrestling event. Now, the media scrum, Tony Khan did say, if you really want to get down to brass tacks, it was actually almost 90,000 people there. If you really wanted to add all the concession peoples that WWE do, and the parking attendant,
Yep.
the ticket comps, the people, everybody, people that
People
cleans
standing
up the
outside.
building, the people that's trying to attempt to come inside, all that stuff. If you really want to get down to brass tacks and work numbers, they literally actually beat probably the Pontiac Silverdome record. Probably.
Interesting.
It's crazy, right?
Well, I mean, if you want to give away, talk about all the freebies, the comps, all that, like you said, bathroom attendants and all that other, uh, quite
The little
possibly.
rodents,
Yeah.
in the under the Wembley Stadium, probably.
Yeah. Um, so overall, I just want to ask before we start breaking down the show and talking about the results and such, what did you ultimately think of this event when you walked away from it?
We gonna hold my thought on that.
Okay.
We gonna
Okay.
hold my we gonna hold my thought on that because I'm very good. I'm gonna be in detail with the all in product that popped out, and just the logistics of it all and the production value. But before we talk about the biggest wrestling event of the year, and I obviously know that you talked about this earlier in the week, but we had a few lost um comrades in the wrestling business
Brothers.
last week.
Yes. Yep.
Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. Terry Funk, I mean, I grew up watching him from the 80s, especially when I seen him attack Ric Flair after the Ricky Steamboat and trilogy.
Yep.
But
That's the first thing I went and watched was that.
Did you?
That, and then right after that, I put on the empty arena match he had in Memphis with Jerry Lawler. So
yeah, I just watched that. I watched it the other day. That's a lost classic of mine that I got exposed to when the WWE Network decided to launch. They added that to their content. But Terry Funk was the guy that really was outside the box, sold differently, fought differently. Obviously, did death matches with Cactus Jack and other I Quit match, memorable I Quit match with Ric Flair on New York Knockout Clash of Champions. Obviously did Roadhouse. I actually watched Roadhouse for the first time.
Wait, for the first time?
For the first time.
Come on, aren't you an '80s kid?
Like a few months ago.
Wow.
So I seen him in Roadhouse. I obviously seen him in the movie with Sylvester Stallone.
Over the top.
Over the top.
Yep.
So I have been around to see certain Terry Funk appearances in Hollywood. But Terry Funk always will have his legacy around ECW and how they try to launch in the pay-per-view world. And he was the only star that actually like was a legend, hardcore
Yeah.
legend
Yeah.
for that. And you know, I salute to him. That's an absolute legend of the business. He's been around. Obviously, he got a limited content in WWE, but he's been all over Memphis, NWA, Florida. You say it, he been there.
He's been
Texas,
there. Yeah.
he's been there.
Anywhere. Yeah.
But Bray Wyatt, man, that's a shocker. Um, my son informed me. He texted me. I was at work and I looked at the phone. I said, nah. And then I went online and I seen the confirmation and 36 years old, man. I'm 37. And that's hard pill to swallow, as we found out by Ryan Sapp. Um, is it Sapp? Ryan Sapp? Am I lost?
Shanta. Is it Shanta?
Sean Ryan Sapp?
I
Oh,
believe so.
he gonna get me later. Somebody gonna get me later.
Now you got me confused, man. Don't do that. Sean Ross Sapp. That's what it
Sean
is.
Ryan
Yes.
Sapp. All right, in
You see,
fight.
somebody throws out something, then I get confused.
So
Like,
I'm kind of rusty. I'm rusty with my people.
you got to do the
In the
research before you
news.
get on air, man.
Absolutely. Somebody gonna at me at Showtime or so. So yeah, I mean, we found out that he went through the family to get permission to put out there that basically he caught COVID after the Rumble appearance, and that gave him heart issues. So we ended up having a heart attack, which is unfortunate. Um, but I feel bad. 4 kids, JoJo.
Did you see the update today?
No, I didn't.
There was apparently he was napping when he had the heart attack, and he was supposed to be wearing a defibrillator uh, during his nap time. You know, when was it during? Yeah. So he was not wearing it, and then I guess that did not, help, I guess, in the long run. So um, it's just sad when somebody that age passes. And, we are getting to that age. I know it really sucks when we're getting to that age when people we know start passing and we're still relatively young,
Mm-hmm.
So,
36 is just still young.
Yeah. I'm pushing
I joke
50.
around at getting old, but 36 is real young.
I'll be 50 in 2 years. So, it's one of those things that's like, I'm not necessarily old. I know a lot of these kids will consider me old, but I'm not old to just drop dead like randomly. So it's kind of sad when people your age start passing because, we're still relatively at I wouldn't say youthful, but, at a relatively young age.
Yeah, it's not cool. Obviously, we know that's life. I had a high school reunion that I missed out this year, and I found out one of my classmates passed away. I didn't even know he passed away. So it's like I know we around the same age. So it's like it's crazy that you see people around your age start passing away, and whether it's a heart attack or a stroke or anything, just take care of yourselves, man. Take care of yourselves. Even do a doctor checkup every once in a while. I know I'm one of those stubborn people that decided not to go to doctor, but started as getting older. I was like, yeah, let me start going to the doctor more often.
Maybe I'll start listening to you. Probably not, but
Probably not.
I hate going to the doctors. So I mean, I've been because I'm having I haven't really discussed it on this show, but with anybody, but I'm having an upcoming surgery. I'm not going to really necessarily tell you what the reasoning behind the surgery is until after the fact. It's early next year. It's a long process of visiting doctors and such. So I've had a little bit of a health issue, over the years, and it's just time to start taking care of it. But these long doctor's visits, I'm going sometimes 2 or 3 a day. So hopefully, I'll actually.
They get annoying after a while.
Yeah, they do. Luckily, I can actually do some of them virtual through Zoom meetings. So, but there are times I have to actually get up, go. The worst part is like I've been working from home for 3 years plus, almost 4. Now I found out my job is permanently from home. So, worst part is getting up, showering at a certain time, getting dressed, and having to go. I can't just sit on my ass and do whatever I want while I'm working. Yeah, man, it's just brutal. I'm just proving how lazy I am right now. So.
No, you're not, because I have gotten into that lazy type too, since being busy in my personal life. So trying to find time to jump in the gym and do some weights is just very hard, but it's an excuse too. So
Yeah.
sometime sooner or later I may stop these excuses and may get it going. But
No
you lost.
in-ring return yet on the
Nah, no
no.
in ring return yet. Nah. I think about it. Think about
Yeah.
it.
I don't know. In the last what? How long have you been doing this show with me? 2 years now, maybe.
Oh, almost 2 years. Yeah,
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times you've retired in that 2 years and come back.
it's probably. I'm probably almost near Terry Funk. Almost God
Yeah.
bless him.
Well, but then again, half the time you kayfabe me, and then something happens at a show you refuse to tell me. So,
You're right.
you know,
You're right.
yeah, I know, I know.
But rest
Especially,
in peace to Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt, and condolences to the family and friends of
yes,
those great stars, and may their legacy live on. Nice tribute that they did for SmackDown last week for
yeah.
Colt. A dual tribute, the first time ever, a dual tribute.
Well, that kind of it was odd. I liked the tribute. Do you know that, of course, it's professional wrestling, Marcel? A lot of people had to go on and just complain
Of course.
that there wasn't a good enough tribute. And I'm like, they didn't, I mean, literally between every commercial, before every commercial, and before every return, there was a Bray Wyatt clip.
Exactly.
And they did a nice video package for Terry Funk.
Yeah.
How on God's green earth could you complain about that not being a good tribute? And the
Especially
opening
from WWE.
Yeah,
Like,
the
usually
opening
they worry
tribute.
about Bray.
Yeah.
They would only worry about Bray and not say nothing about Terry Funk.
Yeah. The opening tribute, they did a wonderful opening tribute to Bray Wyatt with everybody out on the front stage. There was a nice speech. There was the nice video package that they did for that. And I mean, I thought it was wonderful. And the matches may not have been the greatest thing on earth, but don't forget everybody's.
That don't matter though.
Yeah, but everybody's like, there's some hurt and loss on everybody's heart in that locker room that have been working with Bray for years.
Exactly.
So, internet wrestling fans, think better. That's all I gotta say.
There's always something to say as we go into this all in. We'll see people complaining as much as, oh well, there wasn't a sellout at the Wembley Stadium. Mind you, it was never told that it was a sellout.
No,
it was never announced that it was a sellout.
No, they just wanted to pack the place, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. They packed it more than I thought. It's a weird thing to try to think about a company that's an alternate company that's still relatively young. But I mean, to be honest with you, they have national or international TV. They still would have done pretty well if they didn't pack the place the way they did. They still would have done really well because some of the people on that card are international stars. It's like a dream card in a way, with the exception, I'm not going to say that anything that AEW is fantastic because it's like I don't watch it constantly enough anymore. But it's like a bunch, like even like their weekly TV is like a bunch of different companies coming together. You have people from New Japan coming from New Japan. You got people coming from wherever, and just it's like a super show each week. You know what I mean? It's like I know a lot of people call it a super indie, but the talent that's there, man, is amazing. I might not agree with everything that happens on the television, but you can't deny the talent and you can't deny the work that some of these guys put in.
Absolutely. But this pre-show, it had that WrestleMania 3 feel.
Yeah.
It did. I mean, just sitting there watching the Wembley Stadium continue to start filling up, and then we get down to countdown time to 0 hour. You start seeing really 80,000 fans trying to pack into this Wembley Stadium. And it was just like Gorilla Monsoon said, it was a happening. You had a non-WWE event pack this Wembley Stadium and 81,000 to watch guys that legit is stars of another promotion. It was a cool deal.
Yeah. So I guess we should break down the matches, correct?
Let's go.
ROH Tag Team Championship. New champions crowned as MJF and Adam Cole defeated Aussie Open Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. The crowd was like white hot for this freaking match. I'm telling you, MJF, as much as he's supposed to be a heel, is pretty much over in the babyface route. I mean, it's just insane.
Yeah, as we've seen with the blind tournament, the blind tag team tournament, as it started escalating throughout the weeks and the skits between the two, we see MJF put trust in Adam Cole. You know, being still a scumbag, as he says, being a scumbag, but now he has put trust in a friend finally instead of putting his guard up. So I enjoyed the story for the last few weeks, the last few months actually between these two, and
It,
I
I
was
just
looking
think
forward to this.
I just think the skits are kind of corny. Like,
Yeah,
you
some
know,
people have their judges on the skit, how it's filmed, and other things, but I kind of felt that it kind of built towards the story that we needed to be in. If you would have asked me a few weeks ago whether this was going to be the all at main event, I would have said hell no. But the way they built the story and built up all the way from Washington D.C. a few months ago with that first match they had, which was a time limit draw, this deserved to be the main event, especially the hard work that Adam Cole took to get here from having a concussion the whole year, and then
yeah,
MJF being a non WWE name to become AEW champion and continue this big run that he's been having.
he's become one of the biggest wrestlers in the world right now.
Yes, absolutely,
It's
and in
amazing.
the best shape of his life.
Yeah, dude, did you see his arms?
Yes,
That dude, like, he's jacked,
he's Jack.
literally. Yeah,
Yes,
I was like, I saw like
he's shredded right now.
yeah, a still picture of him, and his arm was like, I was like, holy crap, I couldn't believe it, literally.
But I mean, yeah, this tag team match was, and they played it safe because there was a lot of questioning about the way the lineup was. Why is these two guys wrestling before the main event? God forbid if something happened to them, they get hurt, and then the
Right.
main event is messed up. But everybody played it safe. We had a good 7 minute tag team match, which was real entertaining, with the kangaroo kick and the double clothesline, which Wembley Stadium popped for. And we got new ROH tag team champions, MJF and Adam Cole.
Of course, the FTR rules match for the FTR championship. Hook defeated Jack Perry by submission. Now, I'm going to have to let you take this one. I did not see this one.
I seen this one. And as we talk about this match, we're going to segue to the nonsense that happened behind the scenes. So basically, Hook regained the FTW championship by choking out Perry, and as we end this match in the middle towards the limousine, we have Jack Perry says, "Real glass, cry me river." So as he says that to the camera, we already know what this is going to be signaling to, because the last few weeks it's been a CM Punk news after news after news, and Jack Perry was one of them. And he was told not to do it on real glass; he should do it on fake glass. And he went against CM Punk and the whole company and saying that he wanted to do it. So I guess he did it anyway. And an altercation happened after Jack Perry's match, and obviously CM Punk must have choked out Jack Perry, but obviously Jack Perry said do something about it, and CM Punk did something about it. So
what I understand is that now there's a couple different stories going
there's
around.
so many stories.
Yeah. So I want to get into that actually before we move forward.
That's
but
why I didn't want to jump in there. I want to get to the match
Yeah.
first, and then we get to
well, according to one source, it was that Perry confronted him, and it was they ended up in a shoving match. I don't remember who shoved who first, but then it was another one where Punk was walking up because he was going on first and for the pay-per-view,
which is
and
obvious.
Yeah, but he walked up and got in his face for mocking him.
Yeah.
So so the other thing is, I just want to say this, and I think I spoke about this somewhere. Maybe, I don't remember who I was speaking with, but a lot of people just seem to have it out for Punk. The internet fans seem to have it out for Punk. They can't just say, hey, let's enjoy wrestling. I got to pay attention to everything that goes on behind the scenes. And because these ridiculous news sources, sometimes some of these sources are making Punk look bad in a way. So pay attention to what's going on their television instead of being so worried about what is going on backstage. You're a fan, just watch it.
That's it, man. You know what? It's to the point now. I mean, we are now almost a year away.
I think it was you I was talking to last night. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah,
yes.
We was talking about that. We were almost a year away from All Out.
Yeah.
We had All Out 2023.
Wow, it's been that long.
Yeah, we still having issues with CM Punk and whoever backstage. And it's to the point now, and I said this to you before, like, I'm just tired of it.
Do you think that he's got a target on his back? Like people
I think it's that, but I think also, and I like Tony Khan. The thing is, he just don't have no control. Like, I understand you said it. He said it in the conference call. He was basically saying that he can't make anybody get along. That's fine. But when it comes down to business, everybody has to get along.
Everybody's going to act professional.
Everybody has to act professional. You got to put everything to the side and just do what you got to do. Do I agree with how these podcasts saying, okay, well, All In, it should have been CM Punk versus Kenny Omega? No, I don't. Because you know why? We still got another year before we get it All In again, which was announced last night.
Yep.
And we got a lot of time to get to Kenny Omega versus CM Punk. Or maybe we don't. But am I clamoring at the bit to say, okay, well, I want to see FTR and CM Punk versus Elite? Okay, yeah, I do. But maybe they had plans along the way before we even got here. And we still got the year still left. I mean, I don't understand what's the big deal of having Kenny Omega versus CM Punk. And how do we even know if the match is going to be good or not? I said that. I was thinking that last night. I think I'm about to get heat right now because, like, how do we even know this match is going to be good or not?
Well, to be honest, like, I think people just want to see the two get in the ring and work with each other. And literally, I think people are expecting a shoot.
Like, I don't know why.
I mean, and you know what? This whole thing, there's a very good chance that it's not nearly as big as people are making it out to be. There's a very good chance because, you tell one person, you tell another, and then it just trickles down and it gets worse.
Yeah, it does.
It could have been a bad situation, sure, the fight, yada, 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 all that stuff. But it's like, they could have resolved it, but they're not going to report if they resolved it and shook hands and walked away. They're going to only talk about the heat and the bad stuff. That's it. Because that's what sells.
Listen, if Tony Khan would came on and said, listen, they made up whatever it was, it'd still be an issue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do Tony Khan need to do something more, be more strict? Absolutely, he does. He does. He needs to start suspending people and do what he need to do. What Jack Perry did yesterday, still the same thing yesterday, the day before. Well, he did that All In. You get that out. We did it All In. Was unprofessional.
Yeah.
It was real unprofessional. It was ridiculous. And, CM Punk ain't no better either. I mean, should you put hands on people? No, you shouldn't. I mean, he should learn that
if somebody comes for him.
All brawl out. Yeah, at the brawl
if somebody comes for him, yeah. I mean,
somebody push you and come at you. Absolutely. I fully agree. But if the dude didn't touch you, don't even put no hands on him. Just like, you just don't listen. So you know what? Whatever. Stay your ass over there and call it a day. So but all this stuff about, Collision, CM Punk show and all this other stuff, and nobody don't want to work on Saturdays and all this other stuff. I mean, it's starting to be ridiculous now. I'm starting to get tired of it.
Fully agree. So then the main show started.
Now the main show, I'm just going to tell you. The logistics of it all and the production value was top notch. And I didn't think of it until somebody mentioned it earlier today to me. It kind of had that SummerSlam 92 retro feel.
Okay. Well, I think that I don't want to say that's what they were going for. I think they were just trying to put on a gigantic, really good show. So yes, I think that, I agree in a way.
Yeah, yeah. So when it first popped on and they showed the crowd shot, I'm just gonna tell you from here on out, AEW is gonna use this footage for the rest of the year. This was like legit one of those highlights of we did it. This is what we could do. This is what we could
Right.
draw. So start looking all the way to next year. You're gonna see these big crowd shots, just like you see in that Grand Slam, the first one, from Arthur Ashe Stadium. These shots are very, very historic, and I enjoyed every bit of it. The opening, showing how much AEW has grown overseas.
Yeah. Yeah. So we started, of course, with the Real World's Championship on the line. CM Punk, champion, defeated Samoa Joe by pinfall. And of course, these two have wrestled each other many, many, many times. And this was just as good as any match that they've put on in their prime. I got to say that much.
Yeah, it was solid. I enjoyed the opener. I enjoyed the the retro Samoa Joe cross body moving out the way, to the damn commentator table, and freaking CM Punk doing the five moves of Doom Messina, and and the Hulk Hogan leg drop, and Samoa Joe hulking up, and it was just very entertaining. The crowd made the match too, but CM Punk with a Pepsi plunge, pulling that out, taking the win over Samoa Joe for the second time. I really think though, and other people have talked about this. I think that match, that if it didn't happen on Collision, it would have been more important for All In. I think the match for Collision watered down this match going in All In.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I get you. Of course, we had Bullet Club Gold. Give me a tongue twister here. Juice Robinson and Jay White, of course, along with Takeshita and the Guns, defeated the Golden Elite, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, and Adam Page.
Before we talk about this match, can we just talk about how great and underrated, rock hard Juice Robinson is? And I'm just gonna say it: rock hard Juice Robinson.
I believe you're right. He is very underrated because every time he steps onto my television, I think that this guy, there's something amazing about this guy.
Yes, it is.
Every time.
He's entertaining.
Yes. He's just that damn good.
And Jay White is a star.
Jay White is dude, I've been saying that a while now. So the fact that he's here wrestling in the United States on a regular basis is very exciting on our television. Mm-hmm. Of course, he made a big time in New Japan, which was completely amazing. Former IWGP heavyweight champion. The guy is he's killer. That's it, man. That guy he's not going to go out there and put on a shit match. He's going to go out there every time and put on a 4 to 5 star matchup.
I will say, since the fans wanted a Kenny Omega singles match real bad, and the rumor mill was Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson, I would have loved to see him versus Jay White.
Yeah.
As a singles match, but obviously we got Takeshita in there as a story, so it is what it is. I'm not gonna kill myself because there's other stadium shows, there's other shows for AEW, so I would have loved to see a singles match between these two. They had one before in New Japan, but just to be under that Wembley Stadium lights would have been great.
FTR defeated the Young Bucks, defended their belt successfully against the Young Bucks.
Hey, before we go there, what about the Takeshita Schoolboy on Kenny Omega?
Schoolboy?
Yeah.
It's old school. I like it though. The crowd kind of went crazy for it though.
Yeah, they did. It wasn't a shocker, but I'm glad it happened. You gotta give him something before you go into All Out.
Yeah. I was actually surprised Omega was in a tag team match for this event. I was expecting a huge one-on-one, like something big, like him and Ospreay or something like that.
Yeah, they saving that for Wrestle Kingdom, as I heard.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
could have did it, but they Wrestle Kingdom wants it.
Yeah. Well, it makes
It
sense.
shouldn't have happened. Truthfully,
Yeah, but then that means we got to watch this shit at like 5 in the morning.
you're right, but
So,
that's funny. You're right, but I kind of feel like they pulled the trigger too fast for the second match because you really didn't even have to do it at Forbidden Door. You could have just had it here and had Will Ospreay win the championship in his
right.
hometown.
Yeah.
But who am I, right? That's what I'm saying here.
I mean, you're just a podcaster, you know?
That's it.
But I mean, in seriousness, you have experience booking and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's not like it's understandable that why you would say something like that. Like you do have
Because it don't
experience.
make no sense. You had Kenny
Yeah.
Omega beat him at Wrestle Kingdom, right?
Yes.
So obviously you're building that story of him trying to regain the title that he lost.
Right.
But you're having him going into Forbidden Door, which was a show of dream matches. That was dream match too, but you still had a story to it.
Right.
Now we're going into Wembley Stadium, over 80,000 people. And as we're gonna talk about the Jericho match later, but just to have that feel of him trying to regain this championship from Kenny Omega,
right,
in his hometown would have been way more better than him winning it in Canada.
I feel you.
I mean,
yeah,
but
I feel you.
We got what we got.
Do we have to talk about the FTR Young Bucks?
Yes, we do. Why?
Okay.
You didn't like it?
I don't like the Young Bucks.
Damn, that's crazy.
I thought that was well known on this show. That
I know that, but you know what? When it comes down to them facing FTR, they know how to
greatest tag team of the last 20 years. Okay.
Damn. Okay.
Maybe 30. Because tag team wrestling kind of died in the 1990s in a way, right?
It did.
Yeah. So I mean, they're just a throwback to the 1980s of very good tag teams. Tully and Arn, they really remind me of like Tully and Arn in the Midnight Express or something like that.
Yeah, they do refer to them, but I kind of feel like the Young Bucks have when it comes to them facing FTR, they step up their game.
Okay.
I just don't like games and just throw it outside. And
I don't like all that video game culture stuff that they try doing. It's just.
I felt the match started off really slow. I really was like not into it for the first 5 minutes, but it started building. They started building the story up, and that last actually 7 minutes was real good between these two teams.
No, I enjoyed most of it. I do enjoy watching FTR quite a bit. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much of the Young Bucks I could actually say that I've enjoyed, to be honest with you. And it's not to be like a jab. It's just that it's not a preferred style that I like. Yeah. To be honest with you, I'm very traditional when it comes to it, and I like wrestling to make sense. And a lot of times, the stuff that they do does not make sense. They do. It's like in a way that I feel that sometimes they just make a mockery of professional wrestling.
Listen, I have seen many times that the Young Bucks know how to work, but they just like playing those games. And same with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega have his moments, but he know how to work. All these guys know how to work. They just playing that game.
Yeah,
pissing off Jim Cornette as we speak.
Well, I think that it's become a thing that they like to do that.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Too. So they take the humor to another level.
I think it's vice versa. I think Cornette tried to piss him off too.
Well, I mean, I think
because even when they have good matches, you still say something.
Yes, but he has admitted when they have good matches. Usually, he praises the opponent.
Yes,
for getting them through a match. Now,
it's never both ways. It's always the opponent.
Yes, if I could be honest, though, it's like I didn't necessarily care for Omega until I seen him. Like in New Japan, putting on serious contests, you know what I mean? And that's when I decided he's probably one of the best wrestlers in the world. And his, AEW, it's like he's matured over the years from going from the goofy stuff, and he's, for the most part, does pretty much straight up professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Absolutely. These days. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta mature in the sport, and then when you mature in the sport, become a great worker,
Yeah. can't even believe I'm about to talk about this. The Stadium Stampede show. I don't know if anybody saw my tweets, but the skewers just disgusted me.
It disgusts everybody.
This is what this is the third one or fourth one? Stadium Stampede.
Third one.
Third one. This is complete garbage. All right, I'm just gonna say that's it. I hated this matchup. It was all over the place.
This was even happening because it's on the game. Fight Forever. They added the.
They have to do all that sponsorship bullshit. You know,
like before you say sponsorship, I'm just gonna ask your opinion. What you thought about the Texas Chainsaw Death Match?
You know, the Leatherface was a wrestler before, right?
Yeah.
Down in Memphis and in Japan and stuff. So I don't even think they use the real guy. Well, I know that one of the guys that did play was the character was Corporal Kirshner, and he had passed away, I think, a year or two ago. So what did I think of it? I've seen clips of it. God damn, that was terrible, man. They just it was just horrific.
Hey, they did it for 100 bands.
Yeah.
$100,000.
Yep. That's it. Didn't they donate the money? From what I heard, they donated
money. Yeah, they donated, which is a good cause. They needed it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess that some people didn't really know anything about Leatherface outside of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So they don't know the wrestling connection at all.
Nah, there was no wrestling connection. It's called getting money.
Some people, not everybody, some people. But yeah, this match, the Stadium Stampede, was complete crap. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. It was all over the place. I'm sitting here like, when the frig does it end? I could have fast forwarded it, but because I watched it today. And for some reason, I just must have wanted to torture myself because I never grabbed that remote. I'm like, this is garbage, yelling at the TV. And oh, crap. Those skewers part and Pentagon jabbing. Yeah, jabbing them in. That's ridiculous. I mean, come on. But, the jabbing them in the head with the skewers, I'm just like, first off, that already happened once, I think, didn't it? Somewhere, and then they do it again in AEW. It happened. Moxley do it on an indie show, GCW maybe, or
I think it happened
somewhere.
In Omega one time too.
Well, there was a picture floating around a month ago with Moxley with the skewers in his head, and I don't know where that took place, but then there was what the hell's the guy's name? Orange Cassidy taping up his fist and trying to get the glass stuck on to punch who the hell did it? He was going to punch somebody, but then Moxley ended up knocking him on his ass. Yes. I thought that was ridiculous. And it was just all over the place, man. I just could not appreciate this match. And I know there's a certain amount of fans that really do appreciate this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely not one of them. Definitely
I'm not either, because you know why? We see blood every day, almost every show. And
it doesn't make it special anymore.
It doesn't. Yeah. It's always tables breaking. There's always something. So you sit here and break glass, put in your hand. You put Legos on the ground. Doesn't even matter. Still the same stuff. Excuse me. Still the same stuff.
The Legos is annoying. But yeah, anyways. So there's the women's... Who's the women's
stepped on Legos? That's a lot of pain.
Yes, it's the most painful shit on earth. I got kids that just leave their shit everywhere. You know, when you go upstairs or downstairs,
drop on the Legos.
Nah, man, I just when you go through your living room in the middle of the night to grab something in the dark, and then next thing you know, you step on a damn Lego. Like, I don't want to say it on the show, but it was painful. All right, so there's a women's four-way. Saraya defeated Toni Storm, Hikaru Shida, and Britt Baker. Didn't I say that?
Yeah, you said
Shida. Anyways, all right. I thought I pronounced it wrong. Saraya won. That is no surprise at all.
Nah.
Her father, Ricky Knight, came out, gave a big hug, all that other stuff. And this is another match I just did not care for. This was Could have been on the pre-show, to be honest with you.
It was a predictable finish, but what you
Yeah.
thought of the appearance from Mercedes Monet?
It's very well. I wouldn't say that it's surprising, um, but people are making a big deal. Oh, she signed. It's like she's sitting in the crowd.
She's sitting in the crowd.
John Goodman could be sitting in the crowd, and he didn't sign a contract.
Exactly.
You know, so still time will tell. I mean, there's obviously a reason why they focused on her, though. They could have just there could have just been, oh wow, she's attending because her friends are here. It's like, let's get her. But she did not have a close-up seat. It didn't look like she was out there.
Did. She was out there.
And those sunglasses were not hiding who it was. All right. So if she appears,
that was done by design, but they gave her a shitty ass seat.
Absolutely.
I hate to say that.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm on front row if I'm doing this angle. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Why am I sitting in the nosebleeds? I mean, the way the camera looked like she was sitting in the nosebleeds, but I think it wrong.
If she signs or if she does make a few appearances, short-term appearances, I guess good for her. Take the money, do what you got to do, and decide what you're doing with your career. But apparently, she's out injured right now. Does she have a concussion or something? Or no? What happened? She had that match with Willow Nightingale a couple months back for the New Japan.
I think she tore her ankle.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that's right. Yep. And so let her recover. And I wouldn't be surprised if she shows up. I mean, I wasn't surprised to begin with. I thought she would, I thought she was, to be honest with you,
pop up somewhere.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I thought that at some point she would have just gone back to WWE because, she would have played the role of, being a baby, looking for, more money, getting more creative control on her contract, and then just going back. Like, like she did the first time she walked out. So, but we'll see. We'll have to see what happens. And then the coffin match.
I was hearing weird noises in my area. I'm like, what is that?
I don't need to hear about that. Jesus.
Nah,
hopefully nothing will attack you while we're recording
if you
this.
See me ghost out of here, you know
why. So we ended up having the coffin match. Darby Allin and Sting defeated Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage. Edge did not appear as many of you internet fans predicted.
Wait, before we talk about this.
Sure, go for it. There's always a before we talk about this.
Always. What you thought of Sting having Metallica, WCW thing?
Was it Search and Destroy or whatever? And
Seek and Destroy?
Seek and Destroy, yeah. I thought it was cool. Nice retro throwback.
Yeah.
You know what? One of these days, though, I'm telling you, I want to see him come out to A Man Called Sting as his entrance.
I thought that was gonna happen. When I heard the beginning of it, I was like, wait. I was like, oh, that's Metallica. I thought he gonna come out to either the Man Called Sting,
right,
or the retro one, the first one that he had.
Yeah. Well, there's also like there was the first Surfer Sting music, and then A Man Called Sting.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days, when he does that or decides to have a retirement match, if he doesn't come out to one of those, I'm gonna be pissed. That's all.
You gonna be tight. I know.
Yeah. Especially that first one.
I don't know.
Used to get the kids pumped back in the day.
Listen, that Seek and Destroy, that really that boiled my man. I was like, okay, now we turn on up. Just like they was playing Freddie Mercury earlier with the Young Bucks and obviously with Paige. But this one right here really hit the soul because I remember this song vividly from WCW 99.
Yeah. They made a big deal about it. It's on the WCW Mayhem CD.
The live version
of
that song.
Yep. This match was all over the place, man.
It was better than the Stadium Stampede.
This was 100 times better than that. I mean, the funny part is it's like when Swerve got Sting into the coffin and then through, you knew what was going to happen. I was like, there's no way Sting is going to freaking just lose like that. First off, he's laying on his side. Okay.
Yeah.
Says something's going to happen. And then he throws the bat in right after. I said, there's no freaking way. No way. And then all of a sudden he blocks it. And I'm like, that was so damn predictable. And so it ended up just being, that part ended up just being so damn corny to me.
Yeah.
So
it had his moments, but I'm glad he got his just due. You know, the last time he was in the big stadium show, he lost to
Yeah.
Triple H, and
Still mad about that.
everybody's mad about that. So I'm glad he got his just due at Wembley Stadium. It was a great showing for him. Great showing for Darby. Swerve, I'm really proud of him. This dude went in the ring against Sting in the Wembley Stadium and pushed Sting
That
to the
dude,
limit.
I just remember when he was in before his WWE, before he went to NXT. I remember him in MLW World Champion. You know, I was just like, and then he showed up in WWE. I'm like, dude, this dude is it, man. This dude's got it. And when they let him go, I was like, this. I was so pissed because I was like, they got a star right here.
Hey, look at they like say shit row now. Look at Hit Row, you know. Without Swerve, they are ass. So he was a star of the group.
Yeah, absolutely. Not much else that I could say about this. What do you got?
It was a good match. I enjoyed it. The right people won, Darby and Sting, and I enjoyed it. It was better than the Stadium Stampede. Way better.
Like I said, 100 times better.
Yeah, and Christian never ceased to amaze me. So they made the right call and adding Christian to the match. Obviously, we're going all out with Luchasaurus and Darby. But
I got the lineup. We'll talk about the lineup right after this. So
yeah,
I got that lineup in front of me, or the lineup so far, rather. God knows, there's 6 days away. They're going to add probably 5 more matches.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. They're going to suspend CM Punk or something like that. Things done change. I don't know.
Oh Lord,
you got to stay tuned. You know, but I enjoyed the tag match, the coffee match. It was good.
So this match, I did enjoy. Will Ospreay defeated Chris Jericho. My thing is, Chris Jericho has to put himself in every single damn match with every single hot wrestler of the time, everybody that's getting recognition, everybody that's becoming a star, everybody that's got a name. And I'm sitting here like, bro, come on, dude.
Listen, he brought his working shoes.
I mean, this was a very good match, but I'm sitting here like, he just looked like an old man wrestling here.
He does, but
he's getting to the point where, like, you remember when you got so tired of like Hogan after a while?
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling right now.
That's where you're at now.
Yeah, like with Jericho. And I'm like, trust me, I used to be a Jericho fan. But it's getting to the point where I was just like, dude, he's just doing too much. You know what I mean? And he's agree. Like, he's not slowing down.
This match shouldn't happen.
I don't think so.
This match shouldn't happen.
I don't think so.
It was solid and it was what it was. I kind of feel like this match, just because Jericho, just like Adam Cole came back, you had a match with Adam Cole, it was trash.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, like, I think Jericho is one of the greatest of all time. He really is. Like, he put on, and he's very innovative when he was coming in. I just think he's like, it's time to take a couple steps back, and I don't think he realizes that.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Any other opinions on this matchup?
No, just Will Ospreay proves to be that next star. Obviously, we had our I was thinking about this the other day. We had our Ric Flairs, we had our Shawn Michaels, we have our AJ Styles. You know, now we got Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, all these guys stepping up to be the next star.
Yeah.
Next great wrestler.
Yeah.
You know?
So then we had Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed defeating the House of Black. Excuse me. For the World the Trios match, whatever. Trios titles. Sorry, I got tongue tied there, guys. Of course, the House of Black came out and it was a Firefly Bray Wyatt tribute, basically.
With Lerner.
Yeah. Which is very cool. I thought it was very cool to, obviously those guys play what the hell's the word? Were in WWE with Bray and they were friends with him. So it was a very nice tribute to him.
Yeah, it was. And it's a lot of tributes earlier with FTR. But brotherhood is always a brotherhood in wrestling, and that was one of them. But the Acclaim and badass Billy Gunn became the trio champions.
What do you think about Billy Gunn winning titles at his age? He's what, 55 now? 56? Something
I
like
don't
that?
know. I thought he was in his 60s, truthfully,
Is
but
he that old? I'm going to look it up as we're
I may
talking.
be wrong. But he's in a great shape. You could tell by that he's aging. You could tell, but
Yeah, but he's in better shape than he was in the 1990s.
absolutely.
Like, this dude is jacked. I mean, he was in great shape in, say, 1999 during the Attitude Era.
Mm-hmm.
But what are we,
But he
23 years,
bulked up.
24 years later? This dude is just something else.
Yeah, he bulked up.
I'm looking up his, I'm looking up his age um, now as we speak. Of course, there's loudness upstairs. I hope we're not going to get a run in. So we get too many of those
Making a
sometimes,
run
you
in
know?
a lot.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
lot.
we do, and it's a damn shame when you tell people to shut up. He's
Yeah,
59. He's 59 years old.
there we
Okay,
go.
wow,
There we go. Retirement age
yeah,
almost.
almost. I remember seeing him and Bart Gunn. I used to see Smoking Guns wrestle at the New Haven Coliseum
And
back in the day.
look right now, he with that claim
Yeah, yeah,
before the main event of All In.
yeah. That's unbelievable. Uh, you know what the funny part about him before I move forward to the next match? Not so long ago, probably a year ago, I was watching old WCW NWA World Championship Wrestling from the studio, probably 87, because 87 and 89, for some reason, are two of my favorite years. And here is Monty Sop as a jobber in the studio. I said, I never knew that he worked there. Literally, I was taken by surprise.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, of course, we had the main event. MJF retained the title from Adam Cole. Against Adam Cole, excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah,
These two,
schoolboy.
yeah. These two, this is just going to further the storyline, really.
Yeah, just go further the storyline. We had our little moments where we thought Adam Cole would turn or MJF was gonna take the shortcut, but they continue the story of these two friends still being together. But the main goal is the AEW championship. So
Yeah.
MJF still retained the championship at the biggest wrestling event of all time.
You love those taglines, dude. You
The
love them.
taglines are great.
Yeah.
And but it was great feel for MJF to get that win in front of 81,000 people.
Yeah.
And, cool closing of this big event.
So do you think this pay-per-view helped elevate All Elite Wrestling in the game of professional wrestling?
Absolutely. I think it elevated them a little bit where, I mean, the Arthur Ashe Stadium was one of them. And it kind of fell off a little bit. But this one right here, all the shots that they had will legit be in every highlight that AEW ever going to have for the next few months. And they deserve it. They did the work. Now the next year, they're supposed to go back. I thought it was gonna be a one and done. If you would ask me, I would.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But they coming back next year, and I don't even want to guess the number no more. I thought it was gonna be 60. You just never know. They probably
watch next year. That's when they'll go to 100,000 next year.
That'd be hilarious.
You never know.
Great.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out. So, that I overall I didn't hate the show as much as I may have complained about certain things.
There's a lot of people that complain about the show, the build, all that stuff. But you know what? It was a good show.
Overall, it was a good show. I mean, I complained about the things that I normally complain about with AEW, such as certain talents and certain things that they do, because I don't necessarily agree. Because, we've always said, everybody has their own flavor of professional wrestling that they particularly care for. So I will still come back and complain about people like the Young Bucks and things like that. So, but so yeah, and that's pretty much that. So, next Saturday, however, is AEW All Out Chicago, Illinois.
Back to
back, two pay-per-views. Now, my thing is, they didn't even offer a bundle deal or anything like that.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
No.
I won't be ordering it.
I'm just gonna fully admit I'm using a pirated stream.
Man, that's crazy.
Wow, jeez, I just said that on. Just said that on there. I'm gonna do the matches so far, do the rundown so far. That is there. Luchasaurus is gonna take on Darby Allin for the he's gonna defend. He is the champion, so
He is the legit champion.
he's
Yeah.
the legit champion. He's gonna be defending the AEW TNT Championship. I'm gonna go with Luchasaurus on this one. So I don't, I wouldn't be surprised though if Darby Allin somehow takes that belt, but because it's AEW, they always find some way for some very small dude to defeat a giant.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I kind of think Darby Allin might take it.
Yeah.
The build has been what it was, and he had a very good classic match against Christian Cage on the Collision a few days, I think like a week before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on momentum right now, and look for it. Should be good.
Miro and Powerhouse Hobbs is going to be a slap fest.
Yeah, that's gonna
Two-
be
Two meatheads
it's
battling
gonna be
each other.
a beef fest going on.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah, the AEW TBS Championship. Oh, God, I hate the name of that belt. Seriously. Chris Statlander taking on Ruby Soho. I believe that Statlander is going to walk away with this belt. Honestly, she's not going to lose it. I don't think she's held the belt long enough to lose it, and but she is a rising star. I mean, she was very big on the indies, and she's doing very well with her work in AEW.
Yeah, she's been killing it on Collision, defending the TBS championship. I think she will continue that reign, especially with the Saraya Tony Storm issue that may fly into Ruby Soho, the drama of that. So,
of course, we got Orange Cassidy against Penta and Jon Moxley for the AEW International Championship. That thing still exists.
hey, is the most it's the most serious title on the roster right now. I mean, this dude got like 20 something title defenses. Yeah, triple threat match. I see Moxley taking this one.
You really interesting. Wow, I don't even have an opinion as to who I think is going to take it. So
I see Moxley taking that one.
Okay, all right. Let's see, and also Kenny Omega taking on Takeshita in a singles match. And so far, out of the matches that are listed here, I think that's going to be the best match of the night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega got some making up to do.
Yeah, over. Since his time away.
Nah,
basically?
Since he was in a trios match, and
you're right.
He got some making up to do.
You're right. So basically, I'm going to take a couple minutes to talk about the NWA real quick.
Shoot.
You didn't watch the 75th anniversary at all, did you? The 2-night show? Any highlights? Any of that crap?
I seen a few highlights. Yes.
Okay. Basically, I feel like this company is doing a facelift of they had so many title changes on this show, on the 2-day show. Basically almost everybody lost their championship. Almost, not every single person. Thrillbilly Silas ended up taking the NWA National Heavyweight Championship. I predicted this months ago. I also predict that he's going to be a future NWA World Champion. Will not be surprised. I think they need a nice, good homegrown talent to put that belt on, and I think that guy is the guy. Okay, so is this the? Hang on, I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right nights here. Yeah, and of course, let's see here. Sorry about this, guys. We had Colby Corino defeat Kerry Morton for the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship. If you guys have not seen this match, I want everybody to go watch it. Literally, it was fantastic match. And of course, Colby defended it on night 2 against Jack Cartwheel, which was an even better match. Okay. Good. Colby Corino, I think, is one of those talents that he's just that damn good. Literally, he really is. And I don't think that what happened to him signing with NXT? Did he just walk away from it, or
I don't even know. They on a freeze, but then they hired Brian Pillman Jr. I don't even know.
Yeah, I find it weird. I just want to say that I absolutely detest the brothers on Funstruction, two asshole clowns that wrestle. Doink was a little bit different, I will tell you that. But so yeah, and let's see. All right, so the World Tag Team titles changed hands. So Blunt Force Trauma defeated La Rebellion, which I love both tag teams. But however, Blunt Force Trauma needs to do a better job hiding the fact that one of them is Rodney Mack.
For real.
For real. All right, I think, is that everything here on night one? I'm just going to make sure. I think that is right. Okay. If not, then I'll just cover it another time. So, and then night two, of course, let's see. Camille lost the women's title after, after a long time. I'm not exactly sure. She lost
it to... had the title for a while.
Yeah, she did. She lost it to Kenzie Page. I was honestly really shocked she lost the belt. I'm not a fan of it. Literally not a fan of that title loss. It really kind of broke my heart because I think Camille, it made me think, is Camille going somewhere else? Is she going to be signing to another company? Because
she has that look.
She definitely does. And to me, she's a huge star, just waiting to burst. She really is. She can go to AEW or WWE and have a fantastic career. She might have too much of a Southern accent to go to WWE. I remember them making a big deal about that kind of thing in the past.
Hey, AJ Styles made it.
He's the only one. Did you realize that?
Absolutely.
So I believe the NWA United States Tag Team titles change hands too, but for some reason I just cannot find the results. So I might be going crazy here. I don't know. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I thought overall the NWA show, the 2-day show, ended up being one of the better shows they've had in a very long time. Okay. As I stated that I could have sat here and complained about a lot more on this show. Homicide and Joe Alonzo, I got to tell you, those guys went about 10 minutes, but they tore the house down. Homicide came out with, he wears like the baggy pants, like to the ring. He came out with the Terry Funk pants, like they look like Terry Funk's black, white, and red tights. Remember that?
Now?
Yes, it was a very nice tribute to Terry Funk on the show, an NWA legend, if you will.
Yes, he is.